ready to roll? Hey, everybody. As you know, I have my screen set up for you guys. For those that are curious about Second Life and, the creation making and stuff, um, the 3D modeling, we do that in Second Life, as well as texture making, that kind of thing. I have been asked questions about it, so I've decided to make a video for you guys. Um, First off, if you're wanting to do mesh and stuff, there's different kinds of programs. There's ZBrush, Blender, Sculptris, as well as Marvelous Designer if you're into clothing, you know, which is a really good program. I'm actually thinking about getting that, but we'll see. As well as, most people use Blender, but hey, I use Sculptris and Blender for me. So anyways, when you're 3D sculpting, you basically can make anything like household items, anything you can think of. Your imagination to flow, you know, and that's where I first start actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Sculptors. Yeah, I got this version. Very interesting tool. Of course, you gotta have a mouse. The mouse is very handy into sculpt modeling, and that's what I'm mostly uses with my mouse. It's a very easy program if you're looking into getting into 3D sculpting. Uh, for starters, I would suggest Sculptors. Blender, it will take a minute to actually learn. I'm still actually kind of learning. I did stop for a bit, but I've decided to try and get back into that kind of, you know, getting to know it more. So it's a challenge, but hey, it's workable. So as you see, we got different tools. We got crease, rotate, scale, draw, flatten, grab, inflate, pinch, smooth, reduce brush, reduce selected, subdivide all, mask, wireframe, and symmetry. Symmetry I would usually use for like mirroring on the other side when you're sculpting. I usually leave it on. Sometimes I'll take it off. It all really depends. And I also like to keep my wireframe on. Sometimes I'll turn it off, but and of course you got the new sphere, which is to add a whole new scene. Import, export, new plane, open and save, and of course this one. So when you're opening up Sculptris, you get this. Of course, you would usually have like a reference, like you want something to model, to make a 3D model, which you can go over here into options. Of course, I haven't been through these options in a while, so mine's kind of set at the default kind of thing. So you got this, you got the fog background, and of course the other save image and the other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead with the background. What I'm going to use, guess I will go up here. Well, I guess I don't have a reference. Oh well. It's okay. It's alright. So, for now, I guess I'll just leave it like that. Because I thought I actually had an image to put up in here. So, grab tool, you can just do this, grab it. Make sure you're global. global makes you move it. Of course, if it's mirrored, like if you add like more spheres and stuff, shapes into this to add with this, it'll be mirrored on this side, and global actually moves, both sides. Actually, I'll go ahead and do that now. See, and that's that. You just click your mouse, and you can move it around in the way you want to. Pretty cool, actually. You can make it singular or just spread apart, and just do it this way. So we're going to go back into a new shape and show you what I could do with the tools. Of course, you can model anything and everything shape. Might just make an elephant or something. I don't know. Kind of cool. Of course, you can grab the bottom and just do that a little bit. But yeah, that's exactly what the sculpting can do. Of course, you could smooth, which let me go ahead and clay makes it like build up slowly, which is good to use. Sometimes I don't. And of course, if you want to try and go for the strength and your sizes are up here. So I don't want to make it too big, so I'll just go over here. Invert, it'll make you do the opposite of drawing on top of the surface, like watch, like this. Of course, Control Z will actually help. It's a shortcut for deleting, undo, whatever you want to call it. So we're gonna go this way with the introvert. Now we got like funny looking eyes. Looks like a mad elephant at the moment. As you notice, every time you like draw or something, you see on my wireframes that there's more like little, shapes that's actually building up. Your triangles, whatever they're called, I don't know, something. Polygons, triangles, whatever you want to call them, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, your triangle, each time you actually do this, like building it, it makes your triangles go up, which is not a good thing. If you want to do things in Second Life, you want to actually lower it a bit, which the reduce brush comes in handy. So as you notice, when I use the reduce brush, I like lowers. Of course, it takes the detail down, but it's good to use when you want to use some reducing of your triangles. So we're gonna like build on the edge of the eye, which is pretty cool. So since we built this up, so we get an eye. Of course, the ears already. So as you know, let me go ahead and try the clay and show y'all what it does. As you notice, without the clay, it does that. So when you invert it with the clay, it slowly, like, takes away the layers. Really cool if you ask me. So we take the invert off and start reducing. Of course, it's going to take a minute. So get all that figured out. Also, for texturing, if you're wanting to texture your 3D models, you can use Blender, but at the same time, you can always make textures in Photoshop and, you know, texture your models in Second Life. So you could do it either way, you know, of making sure your textures are fitted in on it. That's what I mean. Making sure it actually is correct and whatnot. Mostly people would use Blender to say, hey, oh, it's correct. I actually use both. Like for like you select the item and then go to local and check to see if it's all lined up. And of course, as you notice, all the triangles are going back down. So we're going to actually do something here. We're going to use the flatten tool. And then I'm going to flatten the edges here. That way it'll look really cool. Give it some detail. Might add a bit more to flatten it. Of course, I went in did that, but that's okay. Because you actually add the eye in a very interesting way. Much more interesting way than just putting it on there. So, got that going. Make sure the brush is on reduce. Make sure it's all taken care of. As you notice, look at my triangles, I just went up. go ahead and raise the strength because it's taking forever. So we got that. Now we flatten it once again. Oops. So we're gonna send a reduce brush up in here. Side the eye. Get all that triangles down. So since we got all that, we're gonna use the smooth brush. This is what the smooth brush does. It smooths out everything. I know this kind of looks kind of weird, but hey. You can use the grab tool. And this is why I like creating stuff. Because you can come up with so much of anything, really. So, how do we do the eyes? This is going to get interesting here. We're going to use the scale and click it and pull it into a direction. See, it goes big and small, depending on which way you go. And like I said, the global's on for the scaling, which is good. But for grabbing, let's stick it in. Okay, so we're gonna raise it up. And now you have an eye. Of course, the trunk will have to be added and everything. Of course, you can add detail, which I'm going to first reduce everything. Because, yeah, too much triangles actually makes your computer lag unless you have a really good computer. And my computer lags sometimes when it's got too much triangles. So we go here, select the draw tool. I have it on clay. As you notice, it's kind of slow on building up like the other way. But it's very useful. Then smooth this out. And then reduce. If you reduce too much, it'll take away your detail. If it's too much, as you notice right there. But it's alright. This is just showing you what this program can do. And then which is cool. There we go. And then add a new shape. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna scale it down. Make the trunk. Which I might go ahead and grab it and move it. Well, it's just being a pain. Let's say right about here. Yep. Say right about here. Now this is the interesting part. That's smoothing it. Of course, that's gonna be fixed. There it went. Of course, that right there has got to be fixed. Of course, you can always fix it this way. And then, I'd like to do here, flatten it. And then grab the sides of it. Oh, make sure it's big enough. I guess. Not there. Yeah, you can airbrush it too, so forgot to mention that. Whoops. Control Z, Control Z. Control Z, there we go. Control Z. Put the strength down just a bit. As well as the brush. Make the little crease marks. Of course, you can use the hair.